Hello everyone and welcome to the High Point, New Jersey Summit. Today we're going to be focusing on creating a Google site. So the first thing you should be doing is log into your Google account. And once you've logged in, at the top of your page to the right, you should have a set of boxes. If you select these boxes, either sites will appear here, or if it doesn't appear on your dock, you're going to select more and even more. So you can scroll down to the location where sites is found in the home and office. And you're going to click on Google Site. Now, what we want to do is create a new site. So I'm going to walk you through creating a site. And initially what you find is that you have a blank template, or you can browse the gallery for more preset templates. I'm going to ask you to choose blank template so you can customize the site to look any way that you like. So we're going to select blank template, and you're going to come up with your Google site name. And you might have to pick several names to see if it's already available or if it's been taken. And then at the bottom, it's going to ask you to select a theme. So there's plenty of preset themes here, and if you just pick one that you like, you can get started. So take a moment to look at it, and if we pick, let's say I'm going to pick water, I'm going to say, okay, there are more options, by the way, at the bottom. I'm going to say create, and it's going to go ahead and process that request. Now I have a basic template for my Google site, and again, the name of your site is going to appear here. We're going to have a couple choices. So first thing we need to do is decide, and this should be decided ahead of time, what kind of content are you going to put on a site? If you're a teacher and you're creating a site for your school, for your classes, then you might want to create a welcome page, which welcomes the viewer or the student to the site. So what I did is I went up and I selected edit page. If you take a look here, this is the selection for new page. And here later I'm going to show you all these different options that you have hidden in this little more options action bar. So if we select edit page, a good thing to start with is to put the name of the high school and possibly your name. So you can either insert images or simply type into the text. So if we're going to go ahead and create a welcome page, I'm going to make the text pretty large, and I'm going to say, I'm going to put my high school name on the site, and maybe I'm going to put Science with Mrs. Travai, which is my site. Okay, and I have something like this. Now I can go ahead and add content. And typically what you want to do is put links to information on your site so that you can create new pages. So let's say you have multiple classes. And again, I'm going to walk you through my own classes and setting up my own site. And maybe you're going to type in links to your classes at this point. Okay, and I've typed some links, and it's pretty bare at this point. You may want to set it up differently, and so if you don't like this layout where it's just one column, you can go here to layouts and select different types of setups. Now the simplest ones, 1 column, 2 column, 3 columns, are listed at the top. Then you can have different setups where you have 1 column but then an introduction bar, or you're going to set up 2 columns. And maybe I'll move this information up to the first bar. So if I'm going to move that information there, and I'm going to place it into my top bar. And again, you're going to have to format this section and center your image, center your text. This is similar to many Word documents where you can center the text and select the size of the text. And so here I have an introduction. I don't want to space it. Okay. Now I'm going to go to my left toolbar or my left column, and I'm going to set up my pages. And I'm going to center my text, make it a little prettier. And you might want to put in an image. So you can insert an image. Now at this point you're going to have to upload images onto, or you can link this directly to websites, images on websites. If we're going to upload an image, I'm going to upload the image. And I'm going to take that image and place it into the column that I chose. Now, right now it's putting it at the size, the original size, and that's a bit too large. So what I'm going to go ahead and do is change it to small, and then I'm going to center this picture. I might want it a little bigger. Maybe I want it large. Okay. And again, all the cropping and things that you would do to the picture, you do ahead of time so that once you put the picture in here, it's the way you want it. So now I have a picture on my website and information, maybe links to pages or top, listing my current classes. If I select one of the current classes, what I could do at this point, before I even do that, I'm going to save it. It auto saves while you're working, but just in case. And then I'm going to go ahead and click edit. So if you go to save it, you're going to have to open it up to edit again. So let's go and learn how to make links to other pages. So let's say I want to make a link to this page, and I want to create a page for this class. I'm going to go to Insert, Link. And at this site, I can choose to either link it to a web address if I have another website I want to link it to, or you want to link it to a page. And since I haven't created any pages, I'm going to go ahead and create a new page. And I'm going to give this page my class title. And I'm going to leave it as a web page. Now you have different options of what you can choose and what kind of layout you can have in this type of setup. So I'm going to show you each type as I go through this instruction. So right now I'm going to select web page, and it says put page at the top level, or do I want to put it under home? Well, I want to put it under the home page, and I'm going to say to open up in a window, a new window, and create. And right now it's creating my page. Okay, and I say okay. And now you see that the link is a different color. So you can go ahead and click on this link, and it'll bring you to your new page. And again, this is the basic layout of your page. If I want to go ahead and edit and add information, I'm going to select possibly different types of setups. Let's say I want to do one column setup, and I want to put class announcements. That's a good thing to put on your sites in case you have information you want to disseminate to students quickly or to parents. So you might want to have a class announcements page. And at this point you can do many things that you can do in other programs. You can change the color of the text. So let's say I want to make this a darker color. Well, that doesn't stand out too much. So maybe I want to make it yellow and have it stand out. Okay, and again, I'm going to link a page for class announcements, but first I'm going to put everything I want to put on this page so it's organized. And again, this is something you need to plan out before or as you're working on your website of what information the students would need. Remember, your target audience are your students, and you're going to want to provide the information in an easy format, easy for them to access. So let's take a look at linking a calendar. So in this case, you can go to Insert, a link to a page that may have a calendar on it, or if you currently have a calendar and you have a calendar here that's listed, let's say, let's do this one, AP Bio. I'm going to select it. It's linking to my Google Calendar, and it's asking me some settings, and in the future you might want to play around with this, but for right now we're going to leave it at for the month, pick time zone, And you're going to want to have options for showing the calendar name, navigation buttons, and all these other things. You can deselect things that you may not want. So in this case, I've now linked a calendar, and I'm going to save it now to show you what this looks like. If I embed it into the first page, it might be a little overwhelming there. It may take up a lot of room on the first page. You might not want to have it like this. So if I want to have this for my students, and this is the most important thing I want them to see, then the nice thing about linking a Google Calendar is that they can click on links and it opens up to the calendar. It's not a static page. This is a dynamic page where you can access information. So if you create a Google Calendar for your classes and you have their assignments, you can post it on here. Again, if I don't want to do that, I can create a page where my students can access the information. So let's say I'm going to edit the page again. And I'm going to go to my homework page. I don't want that all appearing in the first page. So I'm going to link this to a new page. Now I've created a homework page. I'm going to create a file page. In this case, I'm going to pick File Cabinet. I'm going to put this under AP Biology, and I might want this to open as a new page, as a new window. Okay. And last, I'm going to create a link for my pictures. I can either choose to put it as a file cabinet and place the pictures on the site, or in another way, which is a little easier, I can link the pictures to a photo album. Oh, here we go. So we can go ahead and link the pictures to, instead of creating a new page, you might want to link it to the photo album here under Google+. And again, you'd have to have your photos already posted there, but if I link it to a photo album, let's say I have one photo here, or I have posts for my labs, I'm going to select, and I'm going to save this. And if you notice, it popped up a box here for Google Plus Photo Album, and it's going to appear on the page. It's going to stream through the page as it loads the page. So the pictures actually scroll through. If you have more than one picture in here, a slideshow would be playing when a student logs into your site. So again, these are up to you as to how you want to set this up. The last one, class announcements, which I had set up initially, I can create an announcements page. Oh. And if you notice, I made a mistake and I put it under the wrong level. So I'll show you later how you can fix that. So you can go ahead. There are currently no posts, but you can click on New Post and type in to this announcements page and actually have information. Okay. So now we've learned how to add some pages. And again, you may want to play around with the layout and what it looks like and what pictures you're adding to the site. Now, in addition to all this information, we can do a couple more things. Okay, so we can prepare and link all these pages, but let's say I didn't like the way I left my page, or I didn't like the way it looked, or I linked it the wrong way. How can I go manage my site to be able to help, or be able to help students find the information better or faster? I can go to Manage Site, and here under Manage Site you have a lot of information. And right now I have the site name, and I can change this so that it shows up differently. Okay. And you can have notices pop up if you'd like. You can add a site description for your site, so when people search online, they could come up. And now I'm going to go to Pages. And if you notice, I can see only AP announcements, science news, and under the home page, I have my AP Biology page and the files and the homework page I created. Now, this should have been under my AP Biology, so why don't I go ahead and move it? and this is going to move the location and reorganize. So it's basically click, drag, or drag and drop the pages. So if you don't let go, so if you let go, it brings you to the site. So you want to cancel that. And I can go back again to my pages. And now I can open up my home page. It's going to go to AP Biology. Remember, that's the only links I've created. Once you've created links to all and pages for all your classes, they will then all show up. So I have AP announcements, science news, AP Biology files, and homework. And now if I had attachments, they would show up here. Okay, so I had an image that I posted on the first page, and it's listed under my attachments. So you can upload all your images on this page and then select them as you use them. This is also a good page to manage pictures that you're no longer using or files you're no longer using to save space on the site. So if all of a sudden I don't want this picture anymore, then I can go ahead and delete the picture and have others to choose from. If we select general, again, that's that same page we started with. But the last one here is the one that has the most information for you to be able to change your site and change the look. So let's go ahead and take a look at what options I have here. So right now I have the template of Terra Water. So if I take a look, the base theme is here. So if I want to keep it simple and I don't want to spend time editing the look of the website, I can stay with the template and just leave it simple. Let's say you want to get a little fancier. If you want to change the entire page's background and change the theme or change the color, I'm going to go ahead and show you what would happen. If, let's say, I want my whole theme to be purple. Obviously that doesn't look good, but let's say I want to do that and change the color of your background for the page, not the header. Okay, this is the header up top. But if I want to change the site to be purple, or let's say I want to change it, let's say I go back and say, no, I don't like that. Okay, but let's say I wanted to make it dark blue. I like that blue better. You can override the template. You can also add images. If you select images and you actually select it, you can go to your pictures and pick an image to put in the background of your site. And again, some of these pictures are distracting, so you have to be careful about what you're picking and what you're putting on the site, because you won't be able to read the text if there's a lot going on underneath the text. Okay, let's say we want to choose the text. We want to change the text and the color of the text. Right now, our theme, it sets a certain text or font. And you can choose that, or you can pick from another set for that theme, which is not part of that theme. So you can select a whole host of fonts. So let's say I want to change it to that font. Now I can change the font on my site, and it'll change on every site, on every base page. Okay, I can also change the color of the font to be a different color, or the size of the font. Maybe I want to be huge, or I want to bring it back to normal. Lastly, if you want to change the link color, or when you visit links, you can change those colors to represent other. Let's say if these are links on my page and I want to show that they are links, I can show them in a different color if you so choose. So you can change all these settings, but remember, when you change the settings, you need to save it for it to remember that you did. If you click on something else and you leave the page, then you're not going to be able to, those things are not going to be saved. So right now, I'm going to cancel. I'm going to go back into Manage Sites, back to Themes and Colors and Fonts. I'm going to take a look at some other information that's here. So right now I have a site header. This is this top portion of Google Sites. And this, again, we can change the color, we can change the image, we can change the background. I'm going to leave it that way. It's nice and simple. If I want to change the content area, this is this area of where all my information was typed, I can also change the color and the image on that page. And you can change in different areas. So here it's going to change the page title. here you change the different headers. So if I change something, and I'm going to change the color so we can see, that's the page title, so that's what would be changed. Also, if you have got gadgets that you entered, I'm going to go back and show you the gadgets, but if you have gadgets that you entered, you might want to change the way they look, the way they're listed, and the text that you used. Also the line. The line divider is created by the theme, but if you want to change the color of the line, that you can do as well. Okay, so in this case, all these different selections you can play around with once you establish your main page and your website. So hopefully now you have a little bit more information about what you can do to set up a simple site using Google Sites. And you can go ahead and play around with the site and try to figure out how you want it to look and what information you want to provide to your students. But now hopefully you can go and make your own site. Okay? Have a nice day, everyone. Thank you for listening.